No, you didn't download this iOS. Thank you. His is the power that keeps strength in restraint and displays the will necessary to the hexagram. Talents and virtue are nourished because he refuses to confine his power within his immediate family. Heaven in the second line responds to the ruler in the fifth. Thus it is favorable to cross the great stream. Leg. Controlled power symbolizes both restraint and the accumulation of virtue. What is restrained accumulates its strength and increases its volume to become a great reservoir of force. The judgment teaches that if one is firm and correct in this endeavor, he may then engage in public service and enjoy the king's grace. The dynamic line in the highest place is line 6, who is above the ruler and has all of heaven in which to move. This, plus the power to suppress the strongest opposition, shows how he is supported by all that is correct. Concerning the image, Chu Hsi says, heaven is the greatest of all things, and its being in the midst of a mountain gives us the idea of a very large accumulation. This is analogous to the labor of the superior man in learning, acquiring, and remembering to accumulate his virtue. Notes and paraphrases, judgment. Controlled power is willpower. The ego renounces selfish indulgences to work for the good of the whole. With such a spirit, great transformations are possible. The superior man studies the precepts of the work to increase his comprehension and fortitude. The essential image to remember in this hexagram is that of Mount Everest, holding down heaven itself. Raw power is controlled by the sheer mass of keeping still. Thus we see that controlled power is willpower, arguably the most potentially creative force in the universe. Because used correctly, it can accomplish anything. A quote from Roberto Asciagoli in Psychosynthesis: the will is curiously not recognized as the central and fundamental function of the ego. It has often been depreciated as being ineffective against the various drives and the power of the imagination, or it has been considered with suspicion as leading to self-assertion, as in the will to power. But the latter is only a perverted use of the will, while the apparent futility of the will is due only to a faulty and unintelligent use. The will is ineffective only when it attempts to act in opposition to the imagination and to the other psychological functions, while its skillful and consequently successful use consists in regulating and directing all other functions toward a deliberately chosen and affirmed aim.